Hey guys! So it's time for the final step in creating your project. So we're going to be decorating now, and you can decorate your creature in any number of ways, but I'm going to be painting mine. So this part is pretty much up to however you feel like doing it, but there are just a few things while I'm painting that I want you guys to keep in mind, because it's pretty important when it comes to using paint. First off, for this part you're going to want to wear some old clothes, just in case you get paint on you, because while it is possible to get it out, it's really hard to get this paint out once it's in clothes. So, a couple things. You're going to want to make sure that you clean your brush really well, like not only at the end of when you're painting, but also throughout the project if you're going to switch colors. So if you think you're ready to switch to another color, what you're gonna do is get a cup of water and just sort of swish it around. And if you press it against the sides while you're swishing it, the paint will come out and it will be the brush will be clean enough that you could put it in another color. And if you don't do that, the colors are gonna mix and it might not be something you want for your project. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then otherwise, at the end of your painting process, you're going to want to clean the brushes really well with soap and water. Dawn soap, I think, works best, but also lava soap is really good if you have it. Just so that you get all the paint out, because if the paint dries in the brush, it's going to make the bristles hard, and you want soft bristles while you're painting, because otherwise it won't stick to the surface that well and you'll have a harder time getting paint on the brush after that point. So another thing you're going to want to keep in mind is that for the most part the paint that we're going to be using dries pretty fast, but depending on how much you use it can take up to a few minutes, and this could really work in your favor if you're doing things like blending, and I'm going to show you guys real quick how that could work. Just gonna clean my brush. So I have my colors mixed already. I have a purple and I have a light pink. So right here on the ears, it's already purple a bit. I'm just gonna add a bit of pink, and since I already had some of the purple there, it's gonna make a nice little gradient. And then I'm just going to add a bit more so that there are areas that are more pink than purple. And that's pretty much it. I think I might add a little bit of red just to spice it up. That's all there is really to wet on wet blending. So yeah, and then a couple little tips for mixing colors, because that's something that I enjoy doing and can be hard if you don't know some of the tricks. So if you want a light color, you're going to want to have the mixture be mostly white, because while it's really easy to add color to a mixture, making like a paint mixture lighter is really difficult. So you just want to add a little bit of the color that you want a light version of to a solid amount of white. Yeah. And then alternatively, if you're using blue at all in a mixture, like say you're making purple or light green, you only need a little bit of blue, because blue tends to be a really overpowering color. So when you're mixing, just a little bit of blue to whatever other color you're adding, and you'll be good to go. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm just gonna finish painting this real quick, and I'll be back in a second. One thing I found real quick while I was painting was that it's a lot easier to get more color on your plaster, is if you swirl it in circles to embed it, and that just gets it into, it really ingrains it in the surface more, and means you have to use not so much paint for a little amount of room. So yeah, just a little tip I thought I'd share. And now I'm all done. So here's how mine turned out. Yeah, I hope you guys had a good time, and I'm really proud of all you guys for trying.